Hello guys, Pablo here. Shortcodes are an important concept in WordPress from both a user and a developer's perspective. Some of you may be familiar with this concept, but some of you may not, so I'm going to explain it from a user perspective as well. WordPress allows you to enter certain instructions surrounded by square brackets, and those instructions mean something and will execute some functionality. For instance, I just wrote gallery, and after saving, it actually shows a gallery for the post now. So this is the post I just edited, and see that it shows me the gallery of the images of this post. Just like we have this gallery shortcode, there are many others. By using shortcodes, we can insert videos from different sites, TED Talks, YouTube, audio files, images, slideshows, and a whole bunch of other stuff, Google Maps. And from a developer's perspective, this is also very useful because you might want to show some data that's loaded from the web in your article, or you may want to just save time and show an entire piece of information by just using a shortcode. So if you're lazy about entering your date of birth, you could create one that's just date of birth, and it'll show you the date of birth. So let's go and look at the code. We're going to create a simple shortcode just to illustrate some of the basic concepts, and then we're going to create something a little bit more useful, which will be a shortcode that reads currency rates from the web from a service called Yahoo Finance and shows the current rate to the user. So that's a bit more useful. Let's begin by registering our shortcodes. I've mentioned that there's something in WordPress called hooks, which are events that get triggered at a certain point in time. There are two types of hooks. We have actions and filters. Filters are executed when a certain text or variable is going to be shown to the user or saved to the database. On the other hand, actions have to do with WordPress core events, such as the initialization of the code. So by doing add action, we're actually hooking onto the init event, and when that event is triggered, we want to run a function which I've called register shortcodes, appending, of course, some sort of a prefix just to avoid any kind of conflict with existing code. Let's now define this function, and what will happen in this function is simply the registration of our shortcode. You could have many shortcodes. You can place them all here. This shortcode is going to be called rate. Let's now create the function for the rate shortcode, which is this one here. Shortcodes have two parameters. One is the arguments that you may enter. So for instance, you could have something like this: parameter 1, hello, parameter 2. You can just call it however you want. So that's all of these parameters will go in args, in an array. And then you also have, let's call it content. So you can also add stuff in here. And then you need to close this as if it was a HTML tag. So see how I'm closing the content of the shortcode. Let's go back to our example. So let me just show you how we can do something here. This is a shortcode. All I want to do now, all I'm going to do is just type rate, save this, and reload my article. So see how the text or HTML code that we're returning is displayed. I could also just transform the content to uppercase. So I can just add any kind of content in here. Just close it. reload the page, and it's all in uppercase. And regarding the arguments, it's just the same thing, but let's just call this one number. So we need to add an argument called number, and that will be shown in there. So see how that's how I can grab all the stuff entered by the user, arguments and content.